Our guest is Omowumi Olumide Obidiran. She's Deputy Director General, Nigerian Association of Small Scale Industrialists, that is NASI. You're welcome to Business Express.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, great. You agree with me that small businesses have their own unique set of challenges in spite of value they bring to the economy, and there are many things the government can do to assist, and so much has been done before now, so much is still being done. Can you tell us, do we have a lease of life? Do businesses have a lease of life at this point in time that government is coming in to partner with you in ensuring that this 75 billion naira intervention does not go into the wrong hands?
Of course, I would say yes. Even though there still remains a lot to be done, but a lease of life, definitely. Many businesses, it'll amaze you how little is required to run a lot of these small businesses, and some of them a lot as well. And even for those who require a lot, a little is great to start with. And we're looking forward to raking in good reports from the businesses that are going to access these funds.
Okay, at this point, we have 75 billion naira to be accessed. And before now, we've had government intervening through social registers, national registers. A lot of complaints have come through that to say some of these registered don't really capture the real players. Now that you are coming in not just to provide capacity building, but also enlightenment of this particular sector and how this money is to get to, can you tell us what strategies you are putting in place to ensure that this happens?
Chief of the strategies that we're using or that we're deploying is the fact that we're using existing registers of businesses that have existed, done businesses over time. Many of them are members, but beyond our membership registers, we are also, it's all inclusive, and we are vetting these businesses. So certain programs have been set aside to ensure vetting and verification at different levels through the banking systems, through the KYCs that we've set up. So there is quite a bit of energy that has been put into ensuring that the businesses that access these funds are real businesses and that they're the real businesses that need these monies.
So who is eligible to benefit from this?
Well, all businesses that are in our category, small scale, are eligible. And we've had some questions also about sectoral eligibility. And it is basically from the rules, you know, from the rule book, from the BOI rule book itself. It is for business operations. So it's a multi-sector, multi-industry fund. So as long as you fall within the category of small businesses that are targeted here, you are eligible.
Okay, at this point, one will want to ask, how much can a small scale business holder access? This is 75 billion. It might seem a huge sum. It might also seem a little bit insufficient. And now, yes, interest rates has been an issue. If you look at monetary policies, interest rates keeps increasing. And now we understand that this is about 9% of interest rate. It's a single digit. And now, how much can one access? Over what period is the repayment?
The rule book, the BOI rule book, says ₦1 million for each small business. And it is, first of all, very importantly, non-collateralized, which is a challenge that small businesses have faced for the longest time. It is non-collateralized, so you can apply without necessarily having to present a collateral. It is also accessible at 9% rate and payable over 3 years. So the 3-year tenure is also very good because it allows you to be able to put the fund into the business, allow you to also partition your payment plan according to the provisions of the Bank of Industry agreements. So it is, like you said, It sounds like a huge amount, but really when you put that side by side with how many small businesses we have, and as at last count, I think a few years ago we were counting over 40 million, even though we have businesses that have closed down, especially between the COVID years and now. You also have many businesses that are being created every day, but still we have such a huge pool to cater to that the 75 billion is actually, it feels like a drop in the ocean, but it's a good start. Like I say, it's better to start at something small than nothing.
Okay, as Nasi, what modalities have you put in place to ensure that when the beneficiaries get these monies, they are properly utilized in terms of the production or the use they put this money into?
For candidates who are already members of our association, they are already subject to certain monitoring and evaluation mechanisms that we have in our association. For others, there are KYC programs, reportage, and periodic inspections that will be carried out in conjunction, of course, with the Bank of Industry. And with the aggregate of all of this, we are sure that there will be more than enough monitoring and evaluation to make sure that businesses are putting the money to good use.
So apart from being an official, do you actually run a business yourself? Can you tell us an experience?
I'm a business owner myself, and it's very interesting that you are almost unable to even be an administrative member of an association like ours without being a business owner yourself. You wear the shoe, you know where it pinches, and so advocacy comes easily to you being a business owner. Myself, I run a company called Collabs Africa, and Collabs Africa Limited is a business development support enterprise itself. And
okay, talking about business development support, how do you offer this support to businesses? Some other persons learn businesses through apprenticeship. Some learn it through the book, some it's practical. What is the best way to learn business to be sustainable in this kind of environment that we're into? A lot of businesses start, before you know what, startups get to run out of business within a year. How can that be sustainable?
It is a combination of both. It has to be a combination of both, because what you learn by doing, you hardly lose. However, you cannot do what you do not know. So if you know better, you will do better. That's why you have to combine both. The businesses that have grown by doing the things that came to them as an enterprise goal, and also learning what the global best practices are, and also being able to relate with other businesses. These are lessons that you really cannot learn all in a classroom. However, the world is also evolving. So the way business operated when you started your business, for example, I have been part of a family-owned business that is over 35 years old. The way my late dad, did business and the way we learned from him to do business is not the way the world does business now. And so you have to keep learning, unlearning, relearning, and then ensuring that your worldview expands and the way you do business expands. Recently, I was in a training by the ILO and put together by the ILO, IOE, and NECA. NECA being Nigerian Employers Consultative Association. And it was a training on responsible business trends. And these are global benchmarks that have been created for what a responsible business does. You look at a concept like that. Now that is almost unattainable for a small business that is not relating or not learning, that is started and is executing business purely for the purpose of making profit, for example. Those businesses are almost not concerned with how they affect the communities that they are set up in, how their staff perceive the business, how potential partners see the business, and even how to do business with other businesses across the world. So these are concepts that may be foreign to small businesses in general, but you bring that into a pool like NACI, and then you are able to absorb all of this learning, because learning is done on a continuous basis in our association and in many other associations. So
okay,
you
just before I let you go,
Correct.
one last one. You just mentioned businesses, the way we do business has evolved over time.
True.
And now we're talking about AI, we're talking about infusion of technology in all of this. Give us a way to go for businesses to actually, will I say, take advantage of technologies, current technologies to grow their businesses?
Well, AI is an inescapable part of all of our futures. And one concept that might be strange to a lot of business owners, especially in our business constituency, would be learning from the people that you hire. That concept is actually one that has helped me a lot. I've been able to learn from many of the people who have worked for me. And because this is the future of the world, the entire world, it is imperative that we learn new ways to do things. So we're constantly attending conferences, webinars, taking courses, belonging to associations like ours is also helpful. And another way to go would be to create an organizational learning plan for your business, no matter how small, especially for businesses that have officers who wear multiple hats. It is important that you create a learning and development plan, human capacity building development plan for your business and for the people who work in your business.
Thank you very much, Omowumi Olumide Obidiran, Deputy Director General, Nigerian Association of Small Industrialists. Thank you for sharing your thoughts.
Thank you so much for having me.
This is it on Business Express. Do keep a date with us.